That Swami Ramdas talks.
Yes, Swamiji, I'll just give you. Yes, Swamiji.
It was there.
It will be.
Not there. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Hari Om to everybody. Pranam, pranam. Pranam, pranam, pranam. The program at Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Hari Om.
Please mute Jana.
Hari Om. Did you all hear Puja Swamiji's words? Did you all hear Puja Swamiji's words? Today after forenoon session, immediately after Ramnam, we were reading out some portions from Puja Swamiji's words rendered 30 years ago. Did anybody hear?
Yes, Swamiji.
Huh?
Yes, Swamiji.
Yes, Swamiji. Yes.
Yeah. Can you remember any particular point in that?
Swamiji, I did not hear it at all.
Someone said I didn't hear it at all.
Padmachavan had that satsang, they didn't hear it.
They didn't hear.
I didn't hear now. I didn't hear now.
No, Swamiji, I could. Swamiji, I didn't hear.
Who
I
heard?
didn't hear. That's
Some
Swamiji.
There's some issue, Swamiji.
Huh?
There was some internet issue, it seems.
There was some internet issue according to Sruti.
No, for them, not from here.
Oh.
For them. Here it is showing 493 people have seen. It is showing like that.
I have not seen. I will see now.
She has
They
not.
were having satsang. I could not get
Padmachavan
that.
will see now because
Eh?
they had, Padmachavan had satsang. So she's going to watch it now.
Acha, you. Oh, acha. Okay. Acha, those who have heard, who are here and there, do you remember any particular word of Puja Swamiji?
Sadhaka all the 24 hours.
Sadhaka is a sadhaka for all the 24 hours. Huh?
Intense remembrance of God.
Intense remembrance of God. Then. Huh?
We should not while away our time when we
When
are
bhajan is going.
Bhajans or Ramnam is going on to the bhajan hall.
Hmm.
We should not just keep gossiping outside and
People are chanting and shouting something.
Huh?
When the Ramnam was going on the wall,
No.
people are chanting and discussing other matters. That is, they should stop, they should chant only and they should focus on Ramnam and instead of chanting.
When the intense remembrance, what Swamiji meant was, at least on important days, celebrations are for exclusive God remembrance. That is why day for yesterday we were prompted to request everybody to choose some individual sadhana. Hope everybody has done little. Huh?
Yes, Swamiji. Yes.
Very good. And a sadhaka is a sadhaka for all the 24 hours. What does it mean?
There are no breaks or intervals in sadhana.
our outer activities should be in line with our inner aspirations.
What is, those are all theories.
Sadhana is a full-time job.
We need to be vigilant.
Those are all theories. In practice.
Anything you do with the
Swamiji?
Ramnam chant,
Ah.
Ramnam, God
Once a sadhaka, always a sadhaka.
What does it mean? Simple language in ordinary man's language.
Ramnam chanting.
Ramnam chanting everybody will not be able to do throughout.
Whatever we do should be with God realizing. He was
Those are all big words, something which all of us can easily understand. Suppose we have not heard any philosophy. Eh?
Loving everybody.
That is something we can understand. So, sadhaka is a sadhaka for 24 hours means trying to develop love towards not only persons, all creatures, moving and unmoving. Moving and unmoving. So when the mosquito comes, we may not be able to love and embrace. We can avoid, that's all. So we have not reached that stage. But still, when I know that I am a sadhaka for 24 hours, I cannot be instrumental in killing it for my sake. Something like that, no, practical. When I see a chapel, the two chapels, are in a different way, in a disorderly way, the mind will immediately go, that love for the chapel. When we peel the, mangoes or this thing, when the skin is there, we have to throw it out. No. We try to remember in our mind that skin has protected the fruit till it was taken out. That is called love. These are all the expressions of sadhaka for 24 hours. Anything that we do. So suppose we look back our own life, whether we have given attention to that. Suppose it may look not very serious, but it is serious. Suppose at times, in our room or in the house, there may be it will be flooded with ants, You are putting your vessels in the sink. And because of the oily matter or something, it will attract the ants. What do we do when we see the ants? We would have reacted. Our priority was to only clean the sink. And in that process, we would not have given attention to the welfare of the ants. So when I fail, at least I should know, when I go to the closet, when I see something is floating on the water, whether I am taking it or again pushing the flush. These are all directly, whether our love is limited to some person, some objects, some situations, or whether we are trying to get out of it. So sadhaka, in one of the talks, Swamiji said, whatever we do, it is equal to, first thing required is remembrance. You should take it that every object you touch is the manifestation of God. When you start your work, you may say paper is God, pen is God, everything is God. As you go on identifying everything with God, whatever work you do in the office or elsewhere is like the puja, where you worship God by touching the different idols, chanting slogas, clothing the idols, feeding them. Everything done with deep devotion and perfect attention. So when Swamiji says that sadhaka is a sadhaka for 24 hours, we try to go from the base, Big words, no. If we have understood, even when we come, what is this called? Foot mat. If the foot mat is like this, and if I go like that, then it means, I have not recognized the importance of the foot mat. Recognition of anything and everything is an expression of love. Ultimately, everything zeroes to love only. So right from the small things, we were having this problem because we were staying alone, and suppose we have to do the washing, everything by ourselves. Suppose somebody comes immediately after we finish our food. Somebody comes, we have to spend some time. By that time, the ants would smell and come. So it was a terrific stress for us at that time. Then somebody told us, easy way is to put turmeric. So turmeric powder, the moment we bring the turmeric powder, the ants will go away. So ants are not killed. So like this, on that day we learned that lesson, that when we are earnest about it, the guidance will also come from within as well as without. Somebody will come and say, I don't feel like putting this DDT or what do you call BHC powder. BHC powder will immediately kill the ants. So what do we do? Then when the moment snakes will be there in a jungle. But suppose we do anything, we should not kill. They have got equal right to exist. God has given them the power. So what do we do? How do we coexist? Then somebody said the smell of kerosene, that will immediately send them away. But we should ensure that it doesn't touch the skin of the snake, because it will burn. So then that was tried. Yes, it is true. The moment it hears, it goes away. So like that, in every moment, I should not be instrumental in giving pains to anybody. If that gets rooted, we have started learning how to become a 24 hours sadhaka. Anything and everything. You cook, immediately you will wash after that. You will not keep it there for some time, because you are inviting problem. So immediately then and there, then it's all right. So like that, it will sink into our daily routine, where we find that nothing is postponed, nothing is kept unclean. Nothing is kept unclean. Because the moment it is kept unclean, you are giving such funny ideas in the minds of those insects. And it will come and then you will be forced to do something by which, they are harmed. So let us start thinking about it. Practical, not big words. So my Ramnam should enable me to stretch my love to everything. It is for that purpose I am chanting Ramnam. So when I am told that I am a sadhaka for 24 hours, that means I should keep this love in my heart everywhere. I may fail. I may not be able to fully live up to it. But as much as possible, knowingly, we will not commit. The other day we were sharing, when we were traveling in the vehicle at about 6 o'clock, so many flies will get attracted toward the radiator. They get stuck there. Many die. So immediately the Jain friend, he will immediately stop the vehicle, jump out, save as much as possible. Love. Instead of dry philosophy that it is impossible, when you try, you are not doing it to kill them, but it comes by itself. What can I do? No, those are all arguments. But here it is a practical solution for this, as much as possible. So it should be not only to human beings, anything and everything, both animate and inanimate. If we develop that, then we say we have started moving towards these 24 hours. Think about it. Nobody will be able to chant throughout their waking state. Even tell you chant for some, say 3 hours or 4 hours. Is it welling up? Let us be frank. Is love welling up or an activity going on? We have to now interpret all these things in a practical way. To what extent I can do? I may not be able to do 100%, but to what extent I can do? And when I cannot do anything, I can refer to somebody. I was just reading one incident. Papa Mataji was there. Some sadhu was ill. So he was in the hospital. Dr. Kupuswamy reported to Papa that the sadhu has moved to sadhu, moved out of the hospital and came here. So Papa immediately said Moideen was here to attend. He said we have only one Moideen to attend, and these sadhus they find it difficult to accept any sort of seva from people whom they feel different. And Papa thought for a minute, let Mataji handle it. So that when we read that incident, so that means you are a sadhu, you are trying to come out of all the suffix and prefixes, conditionings. So here is a person who is serving you. He does not come under the category of your desirable friends for some reason. Then what is the use? Is love going to everybody? Just because he happens to be from another religion. Papa did not make any comment. He said as sadhus they should know whoever is serving them, treating them as God. So the same thing happens. So then let Mataji handle the issue. Because when Mataji calls and says, probably he might change his mind. So that means even when we have taken the uniform of a sadhu or qualified ourselves as a 24 full-time committed sadhaka, even then that there are so many barriers that are there in our mind. So let us try now in whatever form he will put challenges, no doubt about it. It will not be an easy one. But let us try as much as possible. And one way that came to our mind is we will start from the minutest. Because we are dealing with so many things in the day, Suppose we get to put it in a haphazard way or in a what do you call it, in an orderly way. Not that we want to do it in a disorderly way, but it is not attracting our attention. Suppose we start applying our mind wholeheartedly, that it should be done in the way in which because we are recognizing it. We are recognizing its existence, whether it is animate or inanimate. Kindly think about it.
Last year we discussed with Papa's book. Same point, Papa was telling us each and everything invented or unvented was life. So when life is there, even whether toothpaste or child or any man, it has life. So you handle it such a dual love, it has life. That point you discussed last year.
So we watch ourselves, what is happening, what are we doing? You must have heard, we must have done avatars prostration to Mahatmas, we would have gone to ashram, tirtha kshetra, so many things. But are we in our life making a constant effort to bring everything in our circle of love? Simple thing. I may fail in big matters, but in small thing if I succeed. It might help us. I won't say it will definitely help. It might help us. Even folding your clothes, after drying it. How do you do it? Just you are pushing it in the shelf or folding it, recognizing it, as much make it as perfect and do it. When we start developing that, the only thing is we have to ensure that it is not limited to only these inanimate things. It should be to everything. But it can start from anything, any small thing that we do. That was one point. No? Every moment of a sadhaka is precious. If the mind wallows in the lower nature, it is very difficult to tune in the higher nature again. Every moment of a sadhaka is precious. And a sadhaka is a sadhaka all the 24 hours. He cannot say that he is very careful in his sadhana only during his meditation, prayer, etc. He must not do what you call reprehensible actions at other times. He must be careful in his thoughts and deeds all the time. He must be careful in his thoughts and deeds all the time. Whether he is saying prayers or doing meditation or conducting business or dealing with other people, he is a sadhaka all the 24 hours. All his thoughts and actions should conform to the norms set for a sadhaka, so that he may ultimately reach the supreme goal pointed out by our Guru. He must be careful in his thoughts and deeds all the time. Whether he is saying in prayers, whether he is saying prayers or doing meditation or conducting business or dealing with other people, he is a sadhaka all the 24 hours. One more thing, everyone should be doing, whether you call him sadhaka or not, we should be able. But when you say sadhaka, it is a commitment. Ordinary people, when they are not actually kindled, awakened, they may not know. But the sadhaka means there is a commitment involved. You remember this morning when we are hoisting the flag? We read out the message of Swami Chidananji. What does it touch and kindle? Huh? Huh?
Reaching the goal.
Then
Reaching the goal.
Commitment to reach the goal.
what commitment? No, you are nearing. Try, Payasam would have taken upper hand. That word commitment is there, you remember? Huh?
Reminds us that commitment towards our goal.
Practical. The flag reminds us of this ultimate goal, and by this act of hoisting the flag, we are communicating our commitment to raise ourselves to the higher plane so that we can reach the ultimate goal. Simple words, but very deep, profound. So when I witness, every time when we say universal prayer, I surrendered myself totally. I have not surrendered, but it's a commitment, I am making. O Lord of the universe, O Creator, Protector, Destroyer of the world, I come in all humility. I don't have any humility. I come in all humility to thy holy feet and surrender myself entirely to thee. I don't do anything, I am holding on to whatever I have. I have not surrendered anything to God. But still I am repeating it, to remind me of the commitment. So that when one day, I have been telling this and what am I doing? Let whatever I do be a fitting offering at thy holy feet. Suddenly you remember, it comes, you repeat. Then one fine morning, suppose you are stretching yourself and looking at and recollecting this. Let whatever I do, am I living up to this invocation? I am only satisfying my me and mine. I am holding on to my me and mine. And how can I say that I have surrendered, I am directing it to a Lord? Let whatever I do be a fitting offering at thy holy feet. But at least here, it is not so severe commitment like the first one. The first one is, I declare, every day. In the legal language, they say, affidavit before the magistrate. Yeah. I do hereby. That means a commitment, Every time when we repeat that, it comes back to us. Have I? Am I doing the right thing? Or am I deceiving myself? Am I projecting something which is not in my life? Or I may say, why are you making me, Papa, to say an untruth when I have not done anything to surrender myself to you? I am holding on to mine and then say that I have surrendered. I have not surrendered anything. But every day what I do in Bhajan Hall, in that sacred shrine, I repeat this prayer. I come in all humility to thy holy feet and surrender myself entirely to thee. So this commitment, that's why we remember that. Nowadays there are different types of communication, but we don't require all these for communicating with God. No mobile is necessary to communicate with God. All that is needed is to remember Him. The flag reminds us of this ultimate goal. And by this act of hoisting the flag, we are communicating our commitment to raise ourselves to the higher plane so that we can reach the ultimate goal. Hoisting signifies this nishta. Swamiji was telling about Mataji's steadfastness, She was later drawn to Kasargod, and the moment she placed herself before Papa, she suddenly felt her entire load of worries became extinct, as it were, and heartily laughed as an expression of the newfound joy. Since then, to her, beloved Papa was everything. Anything she did was seva only to her Papa. Her nishtha in Papa was supreme. The flag hoisting signifies this nishtha, to which she gave topmost priority. That means whatever I do, it's an offering to the Lord. Whatever I do. Viewed from another angle, seeker should fix his goal like the hoisted flag and be always conscious of it while doing sadhana. There is a commitment on my part. So she gave the highest place to Papa as that of this flag, and that is why she stands where she is at present. Mataji had a very, very hard life filled with sorrow. When she came to Papa, she wanted only one thing, that was to realize Papa. This led her to see Papa in everybody. Mataji used to do lots of seva, and there was no work that was ignored by her. She was an Artha Bhakta. She used to weep for Papa. Her one and only purpose or aim was to realize Papa. She gave the highest place to Papa as that of this flag, and that is why she stands where she is at present. So if you do at least a fraction of service as Mataji did, you will gain the joy and happiness which this flag hoisting signifies. So if you do at least a fraction of service as Mataji did, you will gain that joy and happiness which this flag hoisting signifies. Probably Swamiji meant that, when we go there, we tie it with some flowers, and when it reaches the top, we shake it. We all say this, what does it signify? Inexplicable, pleasant feeling, something which we cannot explain. That's what he says. The joy and happiness which this flag hoisting signifies. So flag hoisting is a very, very, very important now, the more you think about it. So the hoisting when it reaches the top, you are tying it there, and before that, you get the joy. You just shake it, it unties, the flowers, they fall. We ourselves have put the flower, and from there we, when untie it, it comes back. It has to come back, but there is an inexplicable joy, For a moment, for a fraction of a second, all are happy. That is why spontaneously this applause comes. So that means every act we do, it should connect us to the sadhana, connect us to sadhana. So this commitment, that's why we remembered the word. Communicating our commitment to raise ourselves. So if we are constantly reminded of that commitment, whatever work we do, it will have this stamp of love. That is another lesson we are taught. The flag reminds us of this ultimate goal, and by this act of hoisting the flag, we are communicating our commitment to raise ourselves to the higher plane so that we can reach the ultimate goal. So flag reminds of this ultimate goal of remembering him, communicating to him. And we have this Ramnam also. A simple act, it hardly takes 1 minute. But see the profound idea behind it. What are the points of flag hoisting? We have forgotten.
Hoisting communicates our commitment to reach the highest ideal.
To come, we are asserting to ourselves, our commitment. Okay, then.
Yeah, I think also gives some sort of happiness. Happiness.
When
Joy.
we hoist, we get that joy. That's
Joy.
why we give that
Joy.
applause.
Then anything else?
Hariom Swamiji,
Hariom.
when the flowers, when we take the flag up and we shake it up, then when the flowers fall, there is a very deep, inexplainable joy that we get, and we all immediately applaud.
Correct.
That feeling of joy
Yeah.
is there.
That is right. That's what we were doing. But now, Shidanji Maharaj immediately reminds us what it signifies. So if you do at least a fraction of service as Mataji did, you will gain that joy and happiness which this flag hoisting signifies. Because she found joy in anything that she did, because it was all directed towards her papa. So everything was joyful for her. So now Chidananda Swamiji wants us to connect, because she was associating herself totally with papa. I mean, in every act, even after papa dropped the body. So he says, even a fraction. That means constantly I remind myself that whatever I am doing, I am doing to him only. So from morning, say 5 o'clock when I get up till I retire to bed, if I am in a position to bring in this dimension somewhere,
Yes,
I forget. But at least, this is I am giving back to him. This is an opportunity provided to me by him to do this. Then that gives you joy. It is like we can interpret, I don't know what exactly he meant, but we can now interpret that the moment the flag is up and we untie, they're not there. The flowers which we have packed inside, that that falls down, and immediately all these things don't will not come to the an inexplicable pleasant feeling, joy. It wells up. So Swamiji wants us to know that when the moment we do the seva in this manner, the joy will well up.
Joy.
Ah.
Yes.
So a simple act of flag hoisting, how sublime it is, how sacred it is.
Yes, Swami.
Until Chidananda Swamiji told us, we did not know at all. We were physically present when he delivered this. Very striking. Luckily, we got it taped. And immediately went and typed out and put it in the vision. 98. Vision 98 June. Because he himself, he did the flag hoisting. And Swamiji will explain anything and everything before he does. So that the mind will not mechanically do anything. It will closely associate, because he does it like that, you know. Even when he goes near the flag post, how does he bend, how does he treat the flag post, how does he feel about the what is that called? Rope. At Ramana Maharshi is that word, you know, when Papa saw Ramana Maharshi, passionless look and
Of
tenderness. Unattached, no doubt, but tenderness.
So that means, Swamiji, anything we do, anything should give us that feeling,
Correct.
bhavana in our heart.
Yeah.
Joy.
Today at least he is reminding, you know, when Puja Swamiji said that we are a sadhaka for 24 hours, easy is to say that, easy to reproduce. How do we make it a reality in our life?
Yes.
If we keep on searching for that answer, then it will not become a tall talk or a philosophy. It is something to do with our down to earth. The moment I close the laptop, the moment I go out of the room, what happens to me? How all these things matter to me? Am I remembering the switch of the fan, the light? Am I recognizing its utility to me? And when I go to the outside, when I take the chapel, do I recognize? So spirituality should enter into all departments of activities. That is why the words of Papa, you know, that get stamped in our heart. Spirituality that cannot be applied in actual life is no spirituality.
No.
It is not to be reserved for tall talk, you know, for satsang, for speeches. How does it enter into my very life? When I have a cup of coffee, and what do I do after taking that coffee? When I have a plate in which I take the food, what do I do after that? Do I recognize the role played by the plate, role played by the glass? That means, am I stretching myself to these inanimate also? Animate will immediately respond, you know. Inanimate will not respond. So first my touch is, how do I deal with the inanimate things? We are reminded of Mataji's room, you know, on how Mataji handles everything in the. Though we did not understand the word, she said, this is also Papa, that is also Papa. Inanimate things were identified as Papa, you know. Think. As I went on doing what Papa had asked me to do, I began to identify every article I saw. Be it a flower, a piece of cloth, or any other article with its source, namely Papa. So this is not for reading, Now and here, yes. Whether it is percolating into my thoughts, words, and deeds, am I living up to it? So on these days, when we are prompted to go through the words of masters, it makes us to take our balance sheet. What are we doing? And how do I bring in this? So this morning at about 9 o'clock, when we were moving toward the flag hoisting, suddenly we thought many would not have heard this. Those who have been hearing this, we would have been sharing it. But many people would have come for the first time, or they would have been taking part for the first time. Then immediately, we said to take a printout. And then we had to rush, and the printout was given to us. When it was read out, afterwards, the paper, we have to fold it properly, na? We have to put it in our packet. It has served its purpose. Recognizing it. Suppose we limit to only reading out the contents on the occasion, and then forgetting about our commitment toward that paper, then it doesn't go well, You were able to follow what we said?
Yes, Swamiji.
This commitment. First, we were touched and kindled by one incident that had happened in Maungal's shop. As explained to us by Sridharan here. He went with somebody to buy something, we don't exactly remember. Probably some shop, dealing with, not Maungal, Kanyagat, pen drive or something. So he took it out from the container, and he showed it, and then the other person wanted to buy, and he was given. Immediately he tore the paper and put it like this in the waste. So that man told, please don't do that. It was the cover that had protected it till it came to your hand. Do it gently. Who is selling? A person who has not been probably associating with the labeled spiritual practice. He was recognizing the cover, He was recognizing the container. Suppose you order in the Amazon, it comes to you on your the door delivery is there. You can open it haphazardly and then throw it. But while opening it, suppose this is there, it is this container or the cover or whatever you call packing material that has preserved it. It has done its job right from the sender's place till this. When Puja Swamiji said sadhaka is a sadhaka for 24 hours. So we are trying to recognize the significance of anything and everything.
Right.
Then we look back to Mataji's word, then we try to understand what she meant. Nothing is irrelevant, nothing is unimportant, nothing is insignificant. So on Papa's 140th, all these thoughts are welling up because of this particular word.
It's very, very important. Swamiji, this is definitely true that when we read the same thing again and again and again, it may not have carried that deeper impact first time, but continuous someday someday it does have a deeper impact. Like
Abs-
nothing is irrelevant.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
So yes.
But so if that
So
is, we have to
when
keep on hammering ourselves.
keep on.
Keep on going. Otherwise, as you said, first day with all enthusiasm, second day, third day, then it becomes a routine, then you don't give that importance. But suppose every now and then, when God provides us opportunities to link it with our sadhana, link it with our spiritual journey, then, I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have ignored it. That is where Mahatma's words, it keeps us on toes. Today, Swamiji also said, you remember that particular word. Let us not forget that our beloved Gurudev Papa, along with Mataji, is ever with us, watching over every action of ours, every thought of ours, every feeling of ours. These words, we don't read always, okay? But he gives us an opportunity on his 140th Jayanti day, and he makes us to go to this particular talk delivered 30 years back. And through that, we are reminded that they are having they are watching every moment of. So I should rise up to their level now. So that means whenever I do anything in a half-assed way, immediately I will be reminded if I ponder over these words. Out of habit, I would have just left it. But again, I am reminded, Mataji, because both of them are there in the form of remembrance in our heart. Okay? Remembrance has been there with us even before we started contacting them. So that means through those forms, all these sublime ideals were given to us. And now Puja Swamiji chose that particular occasion in 1990. 1995. That means 30 years, now we are in 2024. So on that occasion, he made it a point to draw our attention on these factors, that our gurus are watching us. Suppose their guru is sitting here, how do we behave? We have reverence for them, we respect them, we will not do anything that is reprehensible, no? So now we are doing whatever way because they are not there physically. So remembrance helps us to remember this. They have been drawing me, and they have, in spite of the fact that I have not been living up to what I am expected to, but still, Puja Swamiji is there watching. So am I living up to their? I may fail 80 times, I may fail, but 20 times I can succeed. And this word of Papa, spirituality that cannot be applied in actual life is no spirituality. God is in the world and is acting through every one of us. God realization does not mean disappearing into some unknown realm beyond the world. True spirituality consists in our living in this world, moving in it, serving all beings, all the time being conscious of the divine within us and everywhere around us. That is remembrance. This is spirituality. So far we have limited the spiritual discipline to nama chanting, bhajan, satsang, swadhyay, rituals, all those things. Rest of the things we have named it as worldly or laukika. Now, in one word, Papa demolishes everything. True spirituality consists in our living in this world, moving in it, serving all beings, all the time being conscious of the divine within us and everywhere around us. So spirituality that cannot be applied in actual life is no spirituality. God is in the world and is acting through every one of us. So these words, when it gets stamped in our heart, it serves as a sentinel, a watchtower from where, it watches our thought. Oh, I shouldn't have done like that. I shouldn't have talked like that. I shouldn't have thought like that, at least it will come to me so that I get corrected. Otherwise, as Neelamji said, we would have heard something, we are inspired, but at the same time, the tempo, we are not in a position to sustain. First day, universal prayer, you would like very much. First day, adorable presence, what is it? World prayer, peace prayer. Second day, third day, fourth day, after that, slowly the dilution takes place, we are just repeating the words. Even when we ponder over the first word, adorable presence, Mahas Sannidhyam, I am aware of your Sannidhyam inside, presence, adorable presence, Mahat Sannidhyam. That means that itself is an implied acceptance of God sitting in him. And then through those attributes, I am trying to remind myself, penetrating the very cells of my being, eye of my eye, ear of my ear, heart of my heart, mind of our mind, breath of our breath, life of our life, soul of our souls. So that so many attributes I am bringing to remind me of the clarity. Oh, my heart beats. That power because of which the heart beats. That power because of which the blood circulates. That power because of which the seeing takes place, hearing takes place, tasting takes place, smelling takes place, touching takes place. That power because of which the thinking is taking place, to that presence, I say adorable presence. So they're watching me. When Puja Swamiji says, Papa Mataji are watching us, our rational mind will say, how can they watch? They are no more in body, But now we will know they are watching us. Because they stand for the indwelling reality.
Ah.
What is the relation between awareness and
I can't hear.
What is the relation between otherness and stillness? Otherness and stillness, what is it?
Can't hear. Pranesh, Swami. Pranesh, we can't hear Pranesh.
Okay, I will sing.
Your voice is not clear.
What you can do, you can send an email, okay?
Okay. In one of the letters, Papa writes, why again and again desire to see Ramdas? If you ask him, if you take him merely as an individual from outside you, it is not worthwhile to see him. As such a desire is fraught with fear of loss, pain of separation. On the other hand, if you understand Ramdas as the supreme truth that pervades the entire universe and ever dwells in your heart, then your desire has no meaning because you have recognized him. You don't have to ask for him. Have Ramdas in your thoughts as the impersonal, immutable, deathless cosmic spirit and give up attachment to external forms. Directly you do this, you will attain liberation and immortal joy and peace. Don't substitute a golden chain for an iron one. Both are causes of bondage. So when Puja Swamiji said, Papa Mataji are watching us, you connect that and this, Have Ramdas in your thoughts as the impersonal, immutable, deathless cosmic spirit and give up attachment to external forms. Directly you do this, you will attain liberation and immortal joy and peace. Don't substitute a golden chain for an iron one. We are attached to so many things, that is iron one. When we attach to noble people, it's a golden chain. But Papa here says both are causes of bondage. This is from letters to Samira. So in one form he says, they are watching. Then how are they watching? They have dropped their body. How are we to understand they are watching the body? He gives another explanation. They stand for not the form, they stand for the indwelling reality. Have Ramdas in your thoughts as the impersonal, immutable, deathless cosmic spirit. So that means that because the adorable presence, same thing, All these words are coming because the adorable presence is there. The hand is moving because the adorable presence is there. The eyes are opening, ears are hearing because the adorable presence is there. Like that, then we keep on trying to ponder deeply, reflect properly, deeply, we will definitely be able to understand. So these are all the thoughts that Papa is now engaging us, So sadhaka is a sadhaka for 24 hours. And sadhana does not mean only a specified, labeled activity. It covers the entire activity right from the moment I get up till I retire to bed. And I try to do things as much as possible in the way in which it should be done. In other words, to stretch that nothing is irrelevant, nothing is unimportant, nothing is insignificant. That is what he said, during the non-chanting time, how do we practice this? Start thinking. Every word of his, it is something like a torch leading us. But unless he has warned us, don't be satisfied by merely reading Ramdas's words. You can understand Ramdas's words only through your perfected experience. What was that word? No? Perfected experience. Through mere superficial churning of thought, Ramdas's words cannot be understood. You can throw light on them only when you bring with you the blazing torch of your own perfected experience. Experience is gained by diving into the depths of your mind. Mere assertion of the truth is not realization. Realization means direct perception and experience. Clear? So when we read something and then when we put it into practice, when we try to put it into practice, then we try to learn the real meaning. Otherwise, it is only a textual, intellectual exercise. He wants every one of us, through mere superficial churning of thought, Ramdas's words cannot be understood. You can throw light on them only when you bring with you the blazing torch of your own perfected experience. Seek guidance always from within. If what Ramdas says is in agreement with your inner voice, follow it. Don't accept Ramdas's suggestion without a sanction from within. The more a man becomes reflective and meditative, the nearer he approaches the true springs of life. Ah. These are all from letters. Seek guidance always from within. If what Ramdas says is in agreement with your inner voice, follow it. Don't accept Ramdas's suggestion without a sanction from within. The more a man becomes reflective and meditative, the nearer he approaches the true springs of life. So what are the points we covered today? Flag hoisting. Flag hoisting reminds us about our commitment.
Mataji are watching us.
Papa Mataji?
Are watching us.
Papa Mataji are watching us. Yes, it's very nice.
Normally, on the vacation, but the rainy season, not
Huh?
planting.
Only nothing is nothing is
Celebration.
nothing is
Or exclusive.
that's all. That's fine.
Then,
Nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. That's why.
Celebration is for remembrance.
celebration is for remembrance, to intensify our remembrance.
1% of Mataji's sake.
A fraction. If a fraction of what Mataji did, if we do that, we will get the joy, which is expressed by unfurling, the flag. And when the flowers and everything, when get it dropped, unknowingly there is a thrill, there is a inexplicable pleasant feeling welling up in our heart, which comes out in the form of applause. So these are all the things which he made us to think about today. And the moda there, we suppose we sit there, she will say, you take that moda. When we sit on the moda, and at that time, first time we did not watch. And when we go back, how do we keep it back? She will not say that you keep it back properly. But when she allowed us to watch her, even in the minutest thing, how she attends, then automatically, we are also prompted to keep it in the place in an orderly way. Then we remember how it was kept in an orderly way, not in a haphazard way. The first lesson of nothing is irrelevant. It came from Mataji's room, not through words, by observing her. Nobody is irrelevant. So let all these things well up in our heart today. And when we retire, let us not forget about it. This is what Papa wants us to bring back to our mind on this 140th Jayanti day. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Om